on up and pass the bottle. Put your foot down on the throttle. Buckle up, motherfuckers, for the Dog Water Radio Show.
I've been rolling, I've been rambling, I've been taking my time. I got the whole world ahead of me and my hometown behind. A river of stealing glass flowing down the I-95. And I ain't got nowhere to go, so all I can do is drive. You know me, I push the limit. I'm just making mine. I got pain, rivers deep in the nose. I'm trying to leave it all behind. Walking right through the desert, my head is full of acid. My eyeballs feel like jelly and my brain feels like molasses. I'm riding in my stingray, trying to chase the sun over the horizon, looking for some fun. You know me, I push the limit, and I'm just making mine. I got pain, hurt my deep within the nose. I'm trying to leave it all behind. Leave it behind. And I think it just begun. To pick up speed, I'm going fast and heading towards the edge. Well, I gotta put the brakes on, won't go off this ledge. You know me, I push the limit. I'm just making mine. I got pain, hurt my deep in the nose. I'm trying to leave it all behind. I've got pain, runs my deeper in the nose. Trying to leave it all behind.
And it is because of you that I have the courage to go on national television tonight. Kittie Sprinkles! If I could say Kittie Sprinkles on national television, I would be so happy.
All right, folks. Welcome, everybody, to Dog Water Radio, Episode 5. My name is Dog Bite Harris. I'm here with my co-host, Mr.
Water Dern.
What's up, brother man?
Oh, not much.
Yeah.
Kind of some trying times today in the Dern household.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Had the longtime mascot of Dog Water Radio. Wasn't a dog, but the legendary Kittie Sprinkles. I had to put her down. She ended up getting sick, and it was a no-go trying to do anything to save her. So,
How old was she? She was pretty old, wasn't she?
13.
13, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is old for a cat, you know. She was a senior cat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I used to have, she was 20 years old when we had to end up putting her to sleep.
Yeah, a lot of cats will live to 20 or so. But
that's 101 in human years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's bullshit. How they count years now, or how they do the 7-year thing, you know?
Well, it's 6 for cats.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, but you know, she lived a long life, and you know.
Yeah, she had a good one. I mean, most cats live that long, you know, and she's happy, you know.
Anyway, so bum out news already on Dog Water Radio.
Yeah, your cat's dead. It's funny too, because about 5 minutes before we started this, I was sitting here in the living room and I heard my dog door open, and I look up and I see what looks like the calico cat, and then it just kind of disappeared. I didn't really think anything of it, and I heard the dog door open again, and then my two dogs are sitting here on the couch, worthless as shit, sleeping. And Jessica's in bed with Claire. So I texted Claire. I'm like, "Is Jessica in there with you?" She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Huh. Well, our dogs are fucking useless because a cat just walked in here and walked back out." I heard it jump over the fence outside too. It probably came in here and got a look at because it could see Mamie and Brody sleeping on the couch. It was probably like, "Oh, wrong fucking house."
Oh shit!
Yeah, Jessica, because there's like fucking 5 or 6 strays running around, and they shit and piss all over the fucking place under our fucking porch and shit. And one likes to walk the fence and tease Jesco, and fucking Jesco got a hold of it about a month or two ago, and fucking Claire had to go out there and pull it out of Jesco's mouth, and fucking little motherfuckers.
People and their damn feral animals.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not even strays. They have homes. Their owners just let them do whatever the fuck they want.
They just let them roam the neighborhood.
Yeah, and shit underneath people's porch, and they think it's fucking funny, you know? Like, cool. Yeah. I'm gonna go take a shit in your yard, and then we'll fucking see how. And then Claire can laugh about it and be like, "Oh, he just does that."
Yeah. Go knock a couple boards out of their porch and just take a big old shit right underneath and then report, "Hey, the neighbor just replaced your porch."
Hey, you know what I realized just now? We didn't tell the people what we opened up with. We opened up with Filthy Still Molasses. Nope. One of the fucking Dogwater Radio classic songs of the first era, you know. Hey, buddy, I don't know if you've got your chin on your mic or something, but every once in a while it sounds muffled when you talk.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's clear. Because it's kind of coming in and out. It almost seems like on my end that it's something like you're putting something over your mic or something.
Oh, I have my phone kind of flipped up the other way, so that's probably what it was.
Oh, you don't have your headphones on tonight?
Not yet. I thought I had them plugged in all the way, but I didn't, so my bad.
Oh.
I'll have them plugged in for our next segment, though.
Nice.
Did
you get a beer?
Huh?
Yeah, I got beer. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I got one. I got a beer. Well, I haven't drank for a couple days. So.
Really? I haven't drank for a while. Well, yeah. So what else happened this week besides you just fucking having to put down family pets? That's a bummer.
Not much. Got my Pimp book yesterday.
Okay, explain to me what the fuck a Pimp book is.
Well, no, didn't I explain this on last week's show? This book that I got. So
I don't know, maybe.
So watching the Chappelle Show Netflix deal, or the Netflix Chappelle, stand-up special, and I believe it was this Mark Twain commemorative dinner deal. But anyways,
okay. I still haven't watched that. I forgot about that. I'm going to put that down on my list of shit to watch this week.
Anyways, he's talking about this book called Pimp by Iceberg Slim. And this Iceberg Slim dude was a pimp in Chicago in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And I just started reading it last night and this morning a little bit. And just kind of telling like his like story and his upbringing and everything, and his mom was kind of a hustler lady herself, and so
yeah,
it's pretty sad. It was pretty sad story, like pretty sad upbringing so far. But learned my first pimp terminology term, Chilly Pimp. You a low rent, broke ass Chilly Pimp.
What's that mean?
Oh, low rent, like a low class pimp, like low money pimp. Chilly Pimp.
If I was that would be me.
It's Chilly Pimp.
I'm like, I got you. Chilly Pimp. All right. Well, did they mention Butters Leopold Scotch in there, the biggest pimp of them all?
No, but they do bottom bitch as a term.
Do they?
Yeah. That's your thoroughbred. That's your main earner.
Your main earner. Right on. Yeah. So I don't know. Not much happened here either. I'm trying to think. I went to work. I'm going in the studio tomorrow to record those tracks for Least of All Records.
Nice. We're at what?
Next door.
Oh.
I think I told you
that's
guys
right.
that
That's
last
right.
week. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
The old Taco Bellamy is going to stop by tomorrow morning for a little bit too. He's going camping with fucking Brad Adams and fucking Steph and Shay Matheny up in the mountains. Actually, we told Felix we weren't going to do that anymore, huh? But I cannot not say Adams. He told me last year at this camp out, he's like, I don't know, we're pretty irresponsible up there. Everybody just lets their kids run around and do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I've been.
He's like, he's like, last year, Brad was cutting up vegetables for fajitas, and he fell through the table and almost landed on the knife he was cutting the vegetables with. He's like, and then he just got up. Then he just got up and went to bed. He's like, Caitlin was fucking pissed. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I've attended that the Memorial Day camp out of those families and been to a couple of them, and yeah, it's pretty. They kind of like save up the drinking like we used to do at Camp Chicken all summer for like that one weekend. So,
you know what though? As a kid, I remember going to those kind of things. They were always the funnest, man.
Yeah.
Kids could do whatever the fuck they wanted. Parents got hammered.
Yeah, didn't really, it was like the kids knew well enough, like, don't hurt yourselves, and
Yeah. Oh fuck! I'll tell you, we called that like a Healy's elk camp when we were kids. Like Jim and John Healy's elk camp that's what that was like. Bunch of his kids running around.
I ran into Jim Bob today at Space Age.
Oh, did you? Right on.
Yep, talked to him for about 10 minutes, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I just had to take my cat to the vet." Anyway, so
well,
we should probably.
Why don't we roll into music? So you're saying?
That's what I was gonna segue to.
Well, we're on to some more. So we're on to some more music, and then we'll come back and we'll drink some beer and do some beer reviews.
I haven't even cracked it yet, so.
Me either. Mine's just chilling here, and it's ice cold looking at me. I'm excited to try it. It's very unique as well. So, but I'll talk about it when we come back. You guys better stay put to hear about my beer and Blackwater's beer. But first, we have WhiskeyDick, Wookie Pussy, followed by, for the second week, we got Sweet G.A. Brown back. I think that stands for Sweet Georgia Brown. But this is actually a really cool song. So when you read it, if you're a wrestling fan, you kind of probably think it's not going to be a serious song, but this song is really well written and fucking sad. But it's called the Ballad of Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and it's a really cool song. It's about a wrestler named Terry Gordy, who was pretty popular back in the NWA days. And for those of you guys that are listening that aren't wrestling fans. I'm not talking about, like straight out of Compton NWA's like National Wrestling Association, which is a really huge. It might have been Alliance actually. Now that I think about it.
Nope,
But,
it was association.
But I mean, that was like the WWE of the 70s. It was pretty much like everybody came out of there. Ric Flair, a lot of the greats came out of there, and he was one of them, one of the greats back in the day. But yeah, so we'll be right back with you to drink some beer and talk about life and whatever. So we'll be right back.
Hey, Wendy! Bitch, don't you want to start making some real fucking money? Leave me alone. Well, you were made for the playground, bitch. You should be out there working. Don't you want a new lunchbox? Nice new coat? I can get all that for you, bitch.
Butters, dude,
What?
you can't call my girlfriend a bitch.
Oh. Well, all I'm saying, the bitch should be out there working is all. What you doing, bitch? Just giving kisses to Stan for free? You should be making some motherfucking money. Stan?
Butters, seriously, if you don't stop this, I'll kick your ass.
Clyde, here's $100. If Stan comes near me, punch him.
Wow, dude, we've created a monster.
Come on, Wendy, you should be putting that mouth to work.
Butters! Butters, do you have a problem?
All these bitches are kissing fellers, and they haven't figured out that they can be making some serious fucking money.
My friends told me she's ugly, but I was too drunk to tell. Woke up early the next morning. What the fuck is that smell? Her legs wrapped around me, strangling me, struggling for air. I opened my eyes to see, but all I could see was hair. She had a Wookiee pussy, a woolly Wookiee pussy. I will never live this one down. I can never go back downtown. Everyone saw me leave with a bitch named Hercules. Wookiee pussy, woolly Wookiee pussy. Next day I stopped drinking because of that lonesome night. All the time I was thinking I had Wookiee pussy on my mind. Wookiee pussy, woolly Wookiee pussy.
Now, you know, it's like this. A lot of the promoters around the country, they blackballed the Freebirds. And the reason why is because we done wrapped too many cheers around people's heads. Now, you know, it's like this. I ain't gonna stand out here and say that we're the greatest wrestlers in the world. And I ain't gonna stand out here and say that we're the worst. But I am gonna say that we can swing a cheer better than anybody in professional wrestling today.
I was born a bit too big and a bit too strong, and I was raised up like a free bird in a cage, and I became a hero to the children, and I can't live up to the hero or the fame, and I can't help it if I've gone crazy, and I can't help it if I'm going insane, and I can't help it, I'm falling to pieces. And on the clearest night, oh, I could always find some rain. I got too old for the hurt that have caused my body. I took cocaine trying to steer this hellbound train, and I'm to blame for the pain that have caused my family on this dead-end street of a life I call a shame. And I can't help it if we're going crazy, and I can't help it if I'm going insane, and I can't help it, I'm falling to pieces. And on the clearest night, I could always find some rain. Bombs are falling, and I'm moving quickly. Bombs are falling as I struggle through pain. Bombs are falling, taking beatings for a living. I'm gonna beat myself to a blooded worldwide fame. I'm gonna beat myself to a blooded worldwide fame.
Sometimes a decision made in an instant can drastically affect the lives of those around us. I'm William Shatner. Tonight, true stories of caring people who make a difference on Rescue 911.
All righty, folks. We're back, and that was WhiskeyDick, a little bit of Wookie Pussy, followed by the ballad of Terry Bam Bam Gordon by Sweet G.A. Brown. We're back.
Sweet Ga Brown.
So, what beer do you got this week, buddy?
Hold on just a second. Let me set the phone down in the holder here. I'm on the headset this time.
Yeah, I can tell. It sounds a lot cleaner.
Okay. It is Coco Cow Chocolate Milk Stout from Sun River Brewing Company.
Okay.
Hey, it's a chocolate milk. It's a milk stout, so I mean.
It is. I know. I got you. Claire was like, "What's Blackwater gonna review tonight? Like a nice strawberry Fritz or a strawberry Ripple Ale?"
Tell your old lady to.
Well, I'll let you go crack it open and give her a whirl.
Hey, this is like adult chocolate milk, so.
I kind of want to try it. It sounds kind of good.
All right. smells really chocolatey to the nose when you open the can.
Really? Who brews this again?
Ooh, that's good. That's like road chocolate stout without like the
Yeah.
harsh bitterness.
Really? Yeah, I was gonna say because root chocolate stout's a little bitter.
No, this is really it's bitter. It's like bitter for like a stout, but the chocolate milk, like the sweetness of it, mellows it out actually.
Who brews this?
Sun River Brewing.
Where are they out of? Do you know?
Sun River, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
But
and it's called the chocolate. What's it called?
Coco Cow chocolate milk stout. I got it over at Safeway in Hermiston.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's where I got my beer
Ooh.
at too. Yeah, I got a Rogue. I don't even know how the fuck to pronounce this, but the bottle is killer. It's called Savasana, I think. It is a imperial granola blonde ale with natural flavors. So this one's in a bottle, which I'm stoked about. It's fucking spendy as fuck, so let's hope it's worth the $8.
What's the bottle art look like?
It's got like the it's kind of got the Illuminati eye on it, and it's like but it's kind of hippie-ish at the same time. It's kind of Egyptian feeling. So let's give it a whirl.
Hell yeah. Rogue doesn't usually disappoint.
It's not the best Rogue I've had, but it's pretty good.
Well, can you get hints of the granola at all?
No. But to be honest with you, it's kind of nice to not have the hops so strong for once. I love IPAs, but I'm kind of glad I took a little break because it's a real nice change of pace. But it almost doesn't taste weedy. It almost tastes like just a good beer.
Just a good beer.
Yeah, just like a good lager almost. It's real smooth, real refreshing. It's kind of light, but I don't know. It's not as thick as an IPA, not as heavy.
It's a good session beer, probably.
But it's kind of weird. So here's the weird thing: it's like when you hit it the first time. Let me take another swill too, because I've been holding that top part. So the top, bit of beer is a little bit warmer than the bottom, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a flash of a little bit of warm beer from my hand holding it for so long. Get some ice cold one. Motherfucker, that is smooth. You know what?
I'm gonna have to try that.
I'm taking back my prior statement. This is pretty damn good, Rogue. I put it in my top 5, probably top 3, maybe even.
Nice.
It's good. Yeah, and the first time, I'm going to tell you right now, though, you're not going to want this motherfucker to get warm.
No,
because
a blonde beer like that, you'd probably be the best, like cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that little bit of warmth really threw everything off. Now that I've got that tiny bit out of the way, and I'm getting all cold beer to the taste buds and the gullet, it's a hell of a lot better. Because when the first drink I tasted, I was like, you could tell it's a good craft beer, but for some reason, you get this hint, like this real heavy hint for just a second of like domestic garbage beer like Budweiser or Coors, which was really odd. That's kind of why I like saying that it kind of had shades of domestic to it. But like a lager, that's good. Dude, this is a smooth fucking beer. Smooth.
Does it taste more? Does it taste lager? Like you were saying, does it taste lagerish? Like kind of has like that straw, kind of weedy.
Not now.
Huh.
Now it doesn't. Yeah, I might be catching a little bit of the granola now too, that I'm getting a little more into it. Yeah, I can taste the granola now too. This is really fucking good. It is totally worth $8. Rogue hardly ever lets me down.
No,
I think Rogue has really let me down one time, and that was, we talked about that, was that Tracktown Ale that they made.
And I completely agree with you. I even revisited that Tracktown Ale a few years like after the first one that I had, and it still it brewed with orange blossom and honey, and I'm like, all right, fuck, maybe this will kind of,
it sounded good,
be like a blue, kind of like a really like fancier Blue Moonish type, beer or something, but no, but it just tasted like dog piss.
Yeah, to me it tasted like it was brewed with pickle juice for some reason. I tasted a lot of dill in it. I don't know why.
No, like,
it didn't say there was any dill in there. It didn't say there's dill in there, but I swear to God they fucking put dill in that bitch because it tasted like dill. Yeah, this is really good. I suggest this, man.
Nice.
I'm happy with this. Way better than this Bat Squatch.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that. But then again, it's in a fucking bottle, like I like too. The Bat Squatch, they should put that shit in a bottle so I can try it. But yeah, fuck yeah, this is good, man. I'm stoked. I wasn't even in the mood for a beer. I could drink like 4 of these, I think. They're like 22 ounces.
No,
they're pints. They're pints.
They're like the 19s.
Mm-hmm.
19 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's real good.
Yeah, it's like now mine. With like stouts, it doesn't. If you like kind of let them warm up a little bit, it doesn't like hurt it actually enhances the flavor a bit. You can get a little bit more of the sweeter notes of it. So I'm gonna let mine sit for a minute and kind of warm, kind of mellow out. And
yeah, because it sounds it's probably a real thick stout, huh?
And it's not. It actually drinks more like a porter. It's really good. It's not super, it's not super sweet like you would really think it is.
Yeah.
It's a chocolate stout, but you don't get a lot of the lactose like the chocolate milk like taste. You get like the cocoa to it, but that's about it.
They literally put fucking chocolate milk in that?
They brewed it with cacao nibs and probably put like lactose type shit in there. I'm not exactly sure how you make a milk stout, so.
Well, you grab a cow by its tits, and then
you grab a cow by its tits and give it a Hershey bar. Get chocolate milk. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. But yeah, so now what was the name of your beer again?
It's called I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. It's some hippie shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say a granola blonde ale.
It's called.
Did it come with a hacky sack?
That would have been awesome. No, but I'm pretty sure they're recycling the bottles to make a frisbee golf course.
Sweet, I will go fucking play it.
It's called. Remind me to come back to the frisbee golf thing. I got a funny story to tell you. But anyways, it's called Savasana. It's all one word. It's SHAVASANA.
Savasana.
And it's by Red.
Yeah, Savasana. It sounds like kind of like a Jewish name or something. Or like I don't know, but like a Hindu kind of yoga type shit.
Maybe, yeah.
Savasana.
I don't know what the symbol is. I'm gonna Google it when I get off here and find out. But yeah, so Austin hit me up the other day. He's down in the old rehab doing what he needs. But he's telling me my uncle got him a frisbee golf set because I guess that's the thing to do when you're in rehab in Portland is to go down and play frisbee golf. And I was like, oh, cool. When you get back, Jody plays frisbee golf. You guys go frisbee golf. And I was like, never mind, scratch that. Jody never frisbee golf sober.
Yeah. I would make a lot of exceptions if he wanted to go play. So, but good for him, man. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, me too. He's doing good down there, man. I was happy to drive him. Glad I got to spend some time with him. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer episode. It's probably.
Well, they're like, oh, it's happy beer time. Fucking rehab and disc golf.
Yep, that escalated quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, man. I don't know. There just wasn't a lot that happened this week, but I feel like I deleted Facebook because I fucking cannot handle the stupid ass people out there.
These fucking Corona patriots and.
Oh, motherfucker. Jesus Christ. I don't know how it is everywhere else, folks, but right here in Eastern Oregon, we are pretty much the epicenter of dumb fuck central. We've currently got some protesting the which is funny because they waited till they started opening shit back up. Like you can go into restaurants down and they fucking are protesting like little bitches now that shit's opening back up. Like you would think if they felt this strongly about it, they would have fucking went out there and did it when the fucking virus first hit, you know? I was like, I hope this local hospitals are screenshotting these motherfuckers so when they fucking pass malaria around to each other, they don't get a fucking go get the fucking help they need and clog our fucking system up.
Well, like, my whole thing is, okay, our county, like in Oregon, we have these phases of reopening now, like most other states probably do, like which they do. So, like, this county is under phase 1 right now. And that's like restaurants and bars can open up until 10. They can only serve like a maximum of like 10 people in the whole like place. And like beauty salons can like do one person at a time, so in barbershops. But like what I don't get is, okay, beauty salons and barbershops can be open right now, right? So why can't like body art places, like tattoo studios and like piercing places, because they do one client at a time, and to me, those places are damn well more disinfected than a lot of beauty salons and barbershops are.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that just don't fucking make sense to me. It's like I don't understand why people are busting my balls about wanting to go to the gym when people are able to go in and sit down and eat in a fucking restaurant now. Like, is it less sanitary to chew on food and spit everywhere and touch everything?
Like
a crowd of people than it is to go fucking work out.
Exactly.
I guess that's...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I get it. I'm hoping, like, I don't know, man. I'm trying not to play Facebook scientist or Facebook doctor, trying to put a little trust into people that are smarter than me. The people that are dumber than me make that hard. But, to say that I don't have my own frustrations about things would be an understatement, Like I think even though, sorry to keep interrupting you. I know you want to chime in here, but I think even though, there's a lot of smart people saying this is serious, and this is a serious issue. My problem is I think that the people that are in charge of how things are getting put back together are fucking stupid.
Yeah, I
don't think they're doing it right.
Nope.
I feel like if we need to worry enough about being in public that we have to sit 6 feet away from each other or wear a fucking mask, we should in public.
We should.
You know, I feel like until we can all sit together and not worry about germs being able to fucking kill us, we shouldn't be there at all.
Yeah.
You know, I understand people's frustration, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying, look, so anybody that's listening to this, I'm not swaying either way. Like, I want to see this country get back up to business. Part of me thinks like we should just pull this shit off like a band-aid and see what happens. Because this fucking country needs to get back to work. I have a lot of fucking friends right now that own businesses that are fucking drowning, dude. Fucking drowning bad. I mean, when you're in the line of work that we're in, you know, fucking doing music and shit like that, you end up knowing a lot of bar owners. And especially when it's a live music venue, like that's part of their revenue. And a lot of those places don't have like good food options to offer, like to get a good takeout flow going, you know? The fucking bar food that you get when you're hammered.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have like the items, you know. People aren't just going to go to this place. I mean, they might have there because it's one of the only places to go, but people in the city aren't going to go someplace to just get a fucking chicken strip basket. If they're going to go out and get a to-go order, they're going to get something bougie, you know, or something special.
Yeah, look at Johnny.
You know?
Johnny
But
B's
anyway.
is one of those restaurants, you know, kind of bars like you're talking about. You know, what they have, like, you know, little stovetop pizza type things, and you know, like sandwiches, you know, and that's about it.
I mean, Johnny doesn't own that anymore,
Yeah.
so they're leaning more towards that going because Johnny doesn't own it anymore. But it happened. That happened at a terrible time for them. These kids, I shouldn't say kids, but I mean they're younger entrepreneurs. They're hungry to get this music business or keep their local music venue going. All pitched in to buy fucking Johnny B's in Medford because there's not another fucking place to play there, and it's already got an established name. So like these 3 or 4 people pitch in to get Johnny B's, and they're trying to make all these positive changes, and like 3 months after it, this fucking coronavirus shit hit. So this is a prime candidate, you know. And then you got Slims, who does offer good food, but they're located in an industrial side of Seattle where most of the fucking people are laid off. So their fucking shit's fucked. Or you got the Valley, who's kind of in the same exact boat. They're in an industrial side of town. Fucking, they're just sitting there doing nothing.
Yep.
You know, Dana, fucking, and look at El Corazon, man, in Seattle. They don't have shit. They're 100% live.
Yeah, well, exactly, and you know, like
100%.
A lot of people don't realize, like, those places, even though like they're not, you know, don't have anything going on, they still got to pay the electricity and, you know, the rent and shit like that.
Oh, I'm sure their fucking city taxes slow down, especially in a shithole like Seattle. You got to pay for those homeless people. It'll be fucking almost killing people on the streets.
And their fucking,
you know?
gigantic like tunneling operation.
The fucking Seattle city doesn't want to fucking take care of. They think it's cute until people start complaining because the homeless population starts almost killing people, or literally killing people in the middle of their streets. You know, I mean, Seattle is a dirty fucking city. I've been to a lot of dirty fucking cities. I've been to almost every major city in this country aside from Boston, Portland, Maine, and New York City itself. Those are the 3 major cities that I haven't been to. Seattle ranks probably in the top 5 of the dirtiest of dirty cities. People want to paint it as, oh, the Pacific Northwest, so pretty, so beautiful. No, Seattle's fucked. It's leaning in. You know what? Cleveland, which is one of the most notorious dirty cities in the world, I felt safer in fucking Cleveland. I felt cleaner in Cleveland than I do in downtown Seattle.
Well,
so this whole picture that Seattle and the Pacific Northwest are painting of being like a pretty fucking city and fucking a beautiful area, yeah, that's just the mountains they're leaning on because their cities are disgusting. And Portland's kind of like getting to be the same way.
We're
it's
still
a little
the
better
Wild
there,
West, man. You know, Seattle is now turned into San Francisco in the mid 1800s. You know, it's a dirty, you know, dirty city. You know, it's a port city. You know, you gotta wonder how much like crime and like illegal shit goes on like at the Seattle docks and like the Tacoma docks especially. Like how much like illegal like drugs come in, or like people trafficking and shit. And,
well, Portland's one of the biggest people trafficking areas in the world. They bring them up the fucking Willamette right into the port, man. It's been fucking proven, those shipping docks. So I'm sure Seattle's no fucking different.
I read articles where they'll offload them like right as like the tankers get across the bar into the Columbia, and they'll like take them like up the Columbia in jet boats, like you were saying, like, and go up like the Willamette and like unload them right there in like downtown Portland and take them to like some, like sex house or something.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know.
It's sad, dude.
Enough
it's
about
sad
it,
and scary.
It is fucking
it's scary to
man.
think like how much like influence like the Russian mob has in like this whole area. Like especially Seattle.
All over, look
Portland.
at their fucking election. There's no denying, unless you're a fucking moron, that they had a hand in the last election.
Oh yeah, well, not even like I mean that's just Russia itself. We're talking like Russian mobsters here.
Well, fuck, Putin's got fucking ties to the KGB.
Well, he was an ex-KGB. He was an ex-KGB Special Forces person, which a lot of those ex-KGB guys went on to join the Russian mafia. People that control the money, control the oil, control the Beluga, Sturgeon, Caviar.
The Beluga, Sturgeon, Caviar.
No. That's actually there's the like premier, like primo, like caviar, like the number one caviar in the world comes from a fish called the Beluga sturgeon. And you can it's only caught in the bottom of Lake Baikal up in Russia or in the Caspian Sea. Which the only two countries that have the capabilities of catching and like processing it are Russia and Iran. Two of the countries that can't ship things to the United States are Russia and Iran. So it is actually illegal in the United States to have Beluga caviar.
So it's like
it would have been like having like a Cuban cigar back in like the 80s and 70s here. It's like it's kind of illegal contraband type shit.
Yeah, that's what I was. So what is Beluga? What?
It's like like a sturgeon, like like you can fish for like a sturgeon in the Columbia. But it's a Beluga
it's
called a Beluga sturgeon. And it was funny. I was watching a cooking show the other day, and they had like caviar on there, and I'm like, I don't know anything about caviar. So I got on Wikipedia and like self-learned about caviar for about a half hour. Because any fish egg that is not from a sturgeon is actually roe and not caviar. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, I found that out when I was gutting fish in Alaska. They pull all the eggs out. Call it roe.
That's not.
But yeah, so hey, I'm reading the back of this bottle, and after I do this, we'll wrap this sesh up, and we'll come back and do another one. But this says this beer I'm drinking is dedicated to yogis everywhere.
Yeah, it's a yogi beer.
It's a what is it?
Savasana.
Is the relaxation pose often performed at the end of a yoga class to rejuvenate the mind, body, and spirit. While we would never presume Savasana Imperial Golden Blonde Ale shares those rejuvenating qualities, we can say it's simply delicious, and sometimes that's all that matters. And I didn't notice this before, and I don't know if you've seen this. On the back, they now have a star on the back of Rogue bottles. And on one of the points, it's a 5-pointed star. On one of the points, it says malt, biscuit, sweet, bitter, and roast. And then they fill the star out to show what qualities it has most of. This one says it's malty, biscuity, and sweet. And then at the bottom, even below that, it says pair with, and it says pair with kale chips, avocado toast, and Greek yogurt. So, Rogue just getting better with the bottles, man.
You know, they're...
Do you ever know a star before on a Rogue bottle?
I've noticed the pairing with like deals that old dead guy growler that everybody used to have. Remember when all of us lived in Eugene and the big old 64 dead guy, and you basically like half killed yourself fucking trying to drink it.
Oh, I did not try to drink.
I drank the whole fucking thing in one setting.
I drank it. I didn't even get up off the couch before I did drink it.
Yeah.
I was hammered.
But anyways, like it had a like pairs best with on the back, and dead guy was always like beef steak and like pork chops and shit. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I want to eat, or exactly what I want to drink while I'm eating a nice barbecue steak. Just a nice, thick, bitter glass of dead guy ale.
I remember after I drank that thing, Sarah Barrow made me buy her beer because she was underage, and I took everything I had to hold my shit together. I was like I was freshly 21. She took me to Safeway. She was underage. I was so drunk I could hardly walk. And I go in there and I held it together. I got her. I can't even remember what I got her, but I got to the checkout stand, and since I was freshly 21, I was thinking they didn't even ask me for my fucking ID. But I just remember the whole time going, keep your fucking mouth shut. Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. I didn't say shit, but yeah, the whole time I just kept yelling like all the way there and all the way back, 64 ounces of dead ale.
Oh man.
Yeah, good times. But anywho, up next we've got some Bazooka Benny off their new album, Hilltop Blues. This one's called Getting Old. And got another dose of Absinthe Rose. This one's called Still a Damn Mess. Which basically, I mean, that's pretty much the coronavirus. Still a damn mess. So, anyways, we'll be back with you. We had a half-hour segment, so try to keep the next one a little shorter and keep things rolling.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with you.
lines. There's nothing left but the hollow stump of a tree.
The ability to have courage your sleeves and setting out for an adventure. The long-term growth, shutter close. Ultimately destructive. This is serious. This is obvious. This is our damn mess.
Do you want to mess with Limp Bizkit?
Mess with Limp Bizkit right here.
Because we get it on every day and every night. Just like Bazooka Benny gets it on every day and every night. Getting Cold by Bazooka Benny, followed by Absinthe Rose, Still a Damn Mess. So, back to the beer for just a sec. So now that it's getting a little warmer, and I've read the back of the bottle, we'll rewind back. I think I'm getting a little drunk, to be honest, there with you, because I pounded this fucker. It's almost gone. It's really good.
I just finished mine, and it got a little bit sweeter the warmer it got.
It's only 8%, though. I thought it'd be a little more, but so check this out. I figured out why it had that kind of cheap taste to it. It's because it's very malty. So it wasn't like the familiar taste wasn't like a Budweiser or a Coors. It was like
it was a Mickey's.
It was
like a Mickey's or something.
Yeah, it was like a 211 cheap, like which the further I get down in it, and more it's definitely kind of got that vibe to it. You know, when we used to drink like 40s, you know, and you'd get to the bottom of the barrel of that was real tough, you know, to get through. It's not nearly that bad, but I can definitely start feeling the rich, real malty taste, you know.
It's like drinking the Mickey in a bottle. You know, that's something I've never really got into. Was drinking 40. I think I maybe drank 1 or 2 40s, and that's
you never were a 40s guy. We went into a 40s phase for a while.
I'd rather have a can of beer
for a while, and I did the 40s at 211 for a minute. Where oh man, I'd get messy on those fuckers. Messy. Well, you could get hammered for like $2.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
Like those 40 ounces of those, the alcohol contents in them are crazy. Ugh, they're disgusting. Then you want to talk about fucking hangovers?
It's high rev malt liquor, man.
90% of my stomach issues and ulcers probably can be pinned to bar food as a child. 211 for a good 6-month run I had of it, and HRD vodka. Cheap booze and bar food is probably where 90% of my ulcers come from.
That run of SoCo that we had probably probably didn't help too much.
You're probably right, but you know, I didn't overdo it on SoCo as much as I did HRD.
Mm-hmm.
I did overdo it on SoCo, but not as much as HRD. But yeah, just SoCo.
Maybe my life's not important as theirs.
Maybe my life's not as important as somebody else's. You think about that, Aaron. All right, story time. I guess we'll go into this.
I'll try.
This is how we'll start this segment, I guess, since we don't really have anything to talk about. So when we were what, Jody, you're probably 21, right?
No, I
Or
was 20. I was 20.
Okay.
I was getting the booze from a chick that I was giving a ride to work to, like, all the time.
Was that all the way May?
No, that was a different gal.
Okay. So anyways, we won't mention this guy's name because he's sensitive and he doesn't want his grandma hearing things because she gets fucking upset when you tell these stories on Facebook,
and
apparently. So
he's,
we will just say
he's important.
Name rhymes with
Sven.
Men.
Sven.
Men.
It's Sven.
His name rhymes with men. Menjamin.
Menjamin at work.
Which was his jam. But anyway, so we went through a phase. So for whatever reason, when I was 19 years old, Dorina Howard, God bless her, decided that I could have an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment with no job and, nothing really going on in life, not being responsible whatsoever. As a matter of fact, my rent was free and they gave me a $50 check for electricity every month.
Fucking sweet.
But anyways, we used to just party like crazy, me and Blackwater and Menjamin. And we went through a phase where we decided that we were going to drink a lot of Southern Comfort, and
because we're going,
Menjamin,
we were going through, we're Southern rockers.
Well, Menjamin decided that he could chug like a whole cup of it pretty much, and that was pretty much the end of Menjamin. Menjamin.
That was New Year's Eve. Like, I mean, this is New Year's Eve night. That was a half gallon too.
Yeah, it was, and he drank probably half of it to himself within 20 minutes, I would say.
Well, yeah.
And it was 100 proof, wasn't it?
Well, I think what I done is I got a half gallon of normal, and I think I got a fifth of Southern proof, or of the 100 proof, and he drank the majority of the 100 proof.
Well, yeah, and then he started shoving guitar strings through his nipples. And through his Well, anyways, old Menjamin had just got his first aid card, his CPR card for work. And since we're in an apartment complex with a bunch of disabled people, the ambulance shows up.
Let's share the fact that the hospital to the town is you can throw a tennis ball from your balcony and it would hit the ER door from this fucking apartment complex. So it's not a very long ambulance ride down the street.
But anyways, so Menjamin has his first aid card fresh, and boy is he ready to use it. So the ambulance pulls up and he's ready to spring into action.
I swear to God, I heard the Captain Planet theme song. I can start playing.
Dude. The Rescue 911.
Old Bill Shatner is going to go out there and help him save the day.
Bill Shatner's narrating the whole situation.
Ben, Menjamin, as inebriated as he was, knew that there had to be action sprung into place.
Yep, so he was legally binded, too, is what he was telling me.
Even
So I had
though
to
there were
stand
EMTs like in the ambulance and everything is right there.
So I had to stand in front of the door while he yelled at me. Well, I have to go. It's my duty. What if maybe my life's less important than somebody else's? You ever think about that, Aaron? Huh, Aaron? So anyways, I had to be like, you're not going to do anything except get a Dewey.
Or to
get
get
an
MIP and act like a fool.
And get me a contributing ticket. Even though I was underage, I was supplying the place a drink, so they would have given me a contributing ticket regardless of the fact if I was 21 or not. Because none of us were 21, so I would have probably got kicked out of my house or my apartment, So, but anyways, then the ambulance left finally after I sat there. And thank God Bergstrom hid the bottle because he was in a rage because he couldn't have any more booze. We cut him off because he drank a fucking fifth in 20 minutes. I don't know. Call me conservative, but I think that's a bit much.
And Menjamin would become like Cornholio almost. And this isn't the only Menjamin completely annihilated story there is.
Well, this isn't even the end of the night.
No, this isn't even the end of the story.
And then we caught up to him later. Remember, you were all like, I used to call you Punky Brewster.
Oh, shit, yes. Oh, man, I went a Hepner for, Hepner 3.5. Well, 2. Starts looking good on New Year's Eve to a virgin. To a 20-year-old virgin. I don't know. I would have probably been up for a couple days. I probably got high.
Yeah, just by kissing her, swallowing one of her teeth.
Is that a meth rock or is that one of your teeth?
Yeah.
I used to call you Punky Brewster.
I used to call you Punky Brewster. Yeah, so Menjamin attracted the local tweakers from across the apartment complex because now he's yelling at me because he wants to drive, and I'm telling him, no, you can't drive. And I can drive if I want to drive. I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you drive. You'll fucking kill yourself. And he's, well, can I go for a walk?
And it was snowing outside too, big fucking flakes. Yeah, it was like big fucking flakes.
And he's all, can I go for a walk? I was like, you can walk for as far as you want, man. I don't give a shit. Well, can I run? I was like, run your heart out. So I've got my back to my front door, but my back door is wide open, which is a sliding glass. I mean, most of you guys, if you've been in low-income apartment, most apartments got like a little balcony with a sliding glass door. Mine's no different. I'm on the bottom floor. Thank God, because if this would have happened on a floor above, he would have killed himself.
Or you would have been like, he would have been Benjamin Reeves.
But yeah, so he decides to turn around and take a dead sprint out my back door, and then I don't know what happened. We were told later by a gentleman that he went ash over
Tika. But
so
me and Merkstrom, our other friend, were standing out on the balcony when Menjamin decided to, Olympic sprint, and I think he was trying to plant a foot and hop, kind of like Bionic Man over the balcony type shit, and he slipped and basically hit. And you've seen those videos on the internet where the people just hit, fold in half, and just flip upside down and fucking land on their back. That's pretty much what that was.
That's funny. Yeah.
She dead? She fucking went ash over Tika, Tosh.
Is she okay? Yeah, the neighbors said. They came over and ended up drinking with us for a bit, and then we had like 3 girls in my apartment, which was probably like a record. 3 girls in my place at one time was probably insanely like a record. So, and one of them needed to use this bathroom, and use my bathroom, and by this time, Menjamin had made his way into my house or my apartment, and was passed out halfway into my hallway and halfway into the bathroom. So
didn't I end up?
I grabbed him by his.
Didn't I end up falling into your shower? Didn't I fall into the shower that night?
That was in Eugene, but you did pass out in my bathtub for a minute, but I don't think you fell in there. But I grabbed Menjamin by his ankles and drug him across my carpet. He ended up getting a bunch of like carpet burn on him because his shirt lifted up.
You sure this wasn't his hairy nipples?
Oh man, probably. It was probably just eczema, but he had something to blame it on. He probably shaved his whole body. It was just
oh man, like, and it wasn't too long after that Menjamin moved over into Pendleton with me.
No, that was after all that.
After all that.
Yeah, that was well after.
Oh God.
You guys had your falling and came back around. You were back home by then, I think. Mm-hmm. If not, you were close to it. You might not have been back for good yet, but you were just kind of coming back around, because I know that for a while you and Menjamin weren't talking, and you guys had patched up around that time, but yeah, it was good times, man. I miss those days. Having some Wooderson days or Wooderson talks.
Yeah, back in my days. Although nothing compares to the yeah, it is pretty eyes.
I think this is a good time to go into our next segment.
Before Dogbite was Dogbite, he was Don Juan. He was Don Juan Harris. And when he puked in the bowl, she didn't Don Juan anything to do with him.
I didn't puke in the bowl. I puked in a Walmart bag.
That wasn't in a bowl, wasn't it?
Maybe, I don't know, but not a toilet bowl.
No, not a toilet bowl. It might have been a Cool Whip bowl. Might have been a Tupperware bowl. Wasn't a toilet bowl.
Hey, I ripped my sleeves off to let that girl wipe herself because you didn't have any toilet paper in your apartment.
Because I was the only income in that apartment at that time.
Dude, thank God we went to Wendy's the next day.
Yeah, because we need like a whole bunch of extra napkins.
Wait a minute, that was fucking Southern Comfort that night too, wasn't it?
That was Potter's Crown Whiskey.
That's right. Oh my God.
Cheap Crown Royal knockoff.
Yeah, I remember wiping my ass with Wendy's napkins the next day and being happy to have them.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're about 17 minutes into this, man. We should probably roll on.
Yeah.
Up next, we got Lorin Walker Madsen doing what we did finally. Thank God. If we would have kept down the road that we were going down at the point in time that we were talking about, we would have died. But this song's called Settle Down by Lorin Walker Madsen, followed by Rocky Tallent. Song is called Wing and a Prayer. So we'll be right back with you to send you guys home. And we'll be back.
Made my home living on the road, it's all I know. Hell, I ain't trying to slow down. Had my share of women. Yeah, I've had my fill of whiskey, from the golden California coast on down to old Mississippi. So I'm gonna try, Lord, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna need you, darling girl of mine, until the day I die. Yeah, I'm gonna try to settle down. I'm gonna try to plant these dirty roots down in the ground. Well, I've got you, just like Johnny, he had June. I'm gonna try to settle down. We've given years, we've given our share of tears, from the good, the bad, and the ugly times, and all the sleepless nights. So baby, rest assured, dear, even when I'm gone, I'm always near. To settle down don't mean I'm giving up, it only means it just begun. So I'm gonna try, Lord, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna need you, darling girl of mine, until the day I die. Yeah, I'm gonna try to settle down. I'm gonna try to plant these dirty roots down in the ground. Well, I've got you, just like Johnny, he had June. I'm gonna try to settle down. Try to settle down. I'm gonna try to plant these dirty roots down in the ground now. Well, I've got you, just like Johnny, he had June. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try to settle down now. Try to plant these dirty roots down in the ground. Well, I've got you, just like Johnny, he had June. I'm gonna try to settle down.
Care if she has to sulk her teeth and Clorox. Come back here with my Oreos, you hairy ass!
I knew that they were coming. The date stuck in my mind, and that stagecoach pulled in Holland. This most spanky right on time, with guitars, had a banjo, a ukulele, he played nice, with a gallon tub of ice cream and a 30-pack on ice. Nancy was a driver, she whipped her team in shape. She let Spanky have her deer steak, only vegetables she ate. When I remembered it was wing night at the the karaoke bar. We stuffed our pockets full of beer cans. We packed 5 in the car. And we came flying into Crossroads, smelling chicken in the air. Pismo Spanky riding shotgun on a wing and a prayer. When we walked into the bar, Spanky ordered 12 Coors Light, and he hadn't sat to drink 'em when the punch board caught his eye. He got called for karaoke before he gambled his whole wad. He did Elvis Presley justice and made everyone applaud. And he'd spent $300 before they locked the doors, but Nancy'd won a 50 and she stuffed it in her drawers. We bought all the untouched hot wings and a 30-pack to go. We'd acquired too many riders, but the wagon had to roll. When we hit the intersection, saw a flip-flop take the air. Pismo Spanky's riding roof rack on a wing and a prayer. When we crawled out the next morning, we sat down to share a joint. I started getting sentimental. Then I lost track of my point, but we knew we'd shared a memory that we always would recall. I tried to send them with some hot wings when I laid some out to thaw. Then they left for California. California, I'll see you there. If I make it, Pismo Spanky on a wing and a prayer. Oh, if I make it, Pismo Spanky on a wing and a prayer.
For washing your backside, right?
All right, folks, we're back. That was Lorin Walker Madsen, Settle Down, followed by Rocky Tallent, Wing and a Prayer. You know, man, I was just thinking that maybe we should watch the potency of the beer we get, because we almost completely skipped our top 5 for the week. Did you do your top 5?
Yes, I did. I almost, when after you sent me the show or the playlist and everything, I was going to say something about the top 5, and I never did. But I did.
I got it written down on that same page. I don't want to spoil mine for you, though, but I have it written down on the same page that I sent you. So
I didn't.
Actually,
I didn't
it wasn't
look
as hard
anywhere.
It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Once I started Googling, I'm like, this is pretty easy. But anyways, you want to go first? I think I went first last week.
Yeah, I'll go first this week. All right.
Okay.
Number one, we might as well.
Our topics are top 5 80s.
Top
movies.
5 80s movies, and I kind of like did a little cheating on this one. Like a couple of mine are like the movie franchise, like the whole like movies like bundled together, but they were still in the 80s. So.
Okay, so I did an honorable mention doing the same thing, but they didn't quite make my top. So I thought that I would just bundle them together in an honorable mention. So anyways, but keep going.
Top number one 80s movie I will always watch, Bloodsport. It was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. If nobody's ever watched it, like take the hour and a half that it is and watch the fucking movie.
Bloodsport's good. I was always more of a Lionheart fan.
Lionheart. Did you ever see The Quest?
I think so. Did that have
Jean-Claude had I can't remember what the dude's name is, but it was more of like it was kind of like Bloodsport, but it was like an old time like fighters tournament type thing, and that was like it was a
Okay.
90s movie, so like that would have been another pick.
Yeah, so I think.
but
Yeah, I think Lionheart was
Mhm.
too, but anyways.
All right.
Okay, that's your number one.
Yep, that's my number one. Number two, and it just squeaked in Any Which Way You Can. It was filmed in 1980.
Oh, motherfucker. That's a good one. I didn't even know.
It was filmed in 1980. It just squeaked in there. I was going to do the Every Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can, like both of them. But Every Which Way But Loose was filmed in
79, huh?
Yeah, 78.
Such a good movie.
Yep.
Fucking classic.
Yep.
If you guys like that movie, I got t-shirts with Clyde flipping the bird. Well, I can't say it's Clyde, but it's an orangutan that looks an awful lot like him. $15 on the records. Anyways, keep going, buddy.
All right. And my third, and this is my first like franchise type, all of them put together, is the Indiana Jones movies.
Okay, I guess that would be one that would definitely be
Raiders was in 81, Temple of Doom was 84, and Last Crusade was 89. And to me, that is the original three movies and will always be the original trilogy of Indiana Jones. No fucking Kingdom Crystal Skull bullshit or whatever else. But no, those three, to me, those three movies, when I was a kid, like, I wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to go find like hidden temples and shit. You know, I think I actually bought a bullwhip at the fair and rodeo trying to be like Indiana Jones.
You know, I remember they sold hats like his there for 1 year, and I ended up getting one. But yeah,
but my fourth pick would be the Crocodile Dundee movies, the first two.
I should have knew that was coming. Should have knew it was coming.
Yep. Those two movies were... the second one was actually one of the first movies I ever went and watched in a movie theater. I was like a little kid. Didn't have no idea.
You know, we were poor. We didn't go till the Lion King went in, man. Like, Lion King was my first.
Yeah. Well, my grandma liked to go to the movies, so like we went quite a bit. Mm-hmm. That was like her like thing to do like twice a month.
Yeah, my grandma hated going to the movies. Well, I don't think she hated it. She just did never go. So, and my mom didn't really like going. I like going to the movies. I think it's because I was so fucking starved of it when I was a kid. You know?
I had to wait till everything came out on HBO.
You know what? Every movie like I've sucked lately though. I have just like I'm not paying $25 to see that. You know, there's been a lot of it. You know, besides the quarantine shit.
But no, like there's not been any really good looking movies that have been coming out. Yeah, and
okay, so we'll have a little parking lot conversation here real quick before you announce your last one. So I started thinking the other day, like Amazon has put out some really good movies lately. Just Amazon Prime, and they haven't gone to theater, you know, but they're really good, and they're like, so everything's got to be so fucking overproduced, over budgeted. Like, what happened to just having a goddamn good movie with a good plot, with good actors, with, you know, no fancy bells or whistles, like real life shit, you know? You don't see that shit anymore. Everybody wants to see fucking CGI bullshit.
The thing is, like, I'm as big of a comic book like fan and comic book nerd as like the next person, man. But like, I'm kind of fucking getting tired of like comic book movie fucking remakes. Like, if you're gonna like remake them, like, but the thing is, like, and I'll give DC a little bit of credit with this. Instead of like flooding the market with a whole like shitload of like shows and movies and everything else, they did this DC Unlimited, kind of like a Disney Plus type streaming service, and a lot of like the shows and shit that they filmed they just put on that service. So like if you're a huge big enough fan, like you're gonna pay the $9, $10 a month to go watch the series and shit. And the same with like Disney Plus. If you.
Disney Plus, those motherfuckers are pissing me off right now because I shut my account down 2 different times and they're still taking money out of my account, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
but anyway, so there's like Amazon's been putting out really good movies, like old school. Like you could see them in that's how movies were before CGI took over and special effects. But they put out that good one I was telling you about with Shia LaBeouf called Peanut Butter Falcon.
What? See, that was out in the theater, just a little bit.
I think it went straight to Amazon.
It must have, but no, I wanted to see that really bad.
I think Amazon has a deal with Shia LaBeouf because he did another good one called Honey Boy that's actually based around his childhood and his relationship with his father. That was fucking really good too. So Shia LaBeouf's been on a fucking roll, which made me think I think Shia LaBeouf is gonna go down as a great actor. I don't give a fuck how crazy he is, but Robert Downey Jr. A lot of the people that people consider were great actors had their moments like that. Even Leonardo DiCaprio,
Daniel Radcliffe, Radcliffe, the dude that played Harry Potter, had his little.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. But I'm sure made fucking look like a fucking square though. But I think he's gonna go down as one of the greatest actors of all time because he's good. I think he's got the potential to be Johnny Depp good.
I think Johnny Depp is he's a character actor. Every character actor is a character actor, but what I mean, instead of everyday roles, he picks these, outrageous fantasy roles like the Mad Hatter or Jack Sparrow. And don't get me wrong, he has done he's done a fantastic job. The guy is a Tim Burton movie phenomenon, but I want to see him in something else. I didn't really like him that much in The Lone Ranger. I thought it was kind of bland. I thought that movie was bland, honestly.
I thought it had a good plot line, but I didn't think it was all that great. I liked his movies in the 90s better, but those are plain ass movies. One of my favorite movies of all time, very well.
Exactly. Benny and June.
Which I found out the other day is a book. Yeah, Benny and June's another good one. There's a bunch.
Did you ever watch Donnie Brasco? Where he was the
that's a good one too.
Then he went into all these fucking then he just went into this Tim Burton fucking Disney kick and
Blow.
I always forget about Blow. It's a fantastic movie.
Blow is one of the fucking best, dude. Speaking of that apartment, how many times do we watch Blow and get fucked up? Goddamn, I wanted to sell cocaine because of that movie.
He was in Platoon.
I think what kicked it off was I think what really kicked his character acting off was fucking Fear and Loathing, which I couldn't stand that movie. I really don't like that movie. I don't like Hunter S. Thompson.
I like Thompson. He was a radical, but I don't know.
I think he's a moron. You should read Sonny Barger's biography. It'll change your perception on Hunter S. Thompson completely. He's a bitch. But anyway, so the last movie is this movie. It's kind of a cutesy wootsy movie, but it's a movie called Troop Zero. And it's got. Do you ever watch the sitcom Mom?
Yeah.
It's got
Anna Faris and
that
the tall Bonnie. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she's the mom in that. There, not the young mom, but the older mom. is in there. So the chick from Juno and 10 Things I Hate About You, she's in it. Did you ever watch the movie The Help?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Dude, you need to watch that movie. That's up your alley. I think you'd like The Help
That's
a lot.
where they had the poop
good
pie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about basically, I mean, it's all true stories too. It's about basically that weird area of segregation where black people weren't slaves, but they were making really shitty money to basically raise rich, or not even rich, but middle class white people's
They were
kids.
they were basically paid house slaves.
Yeah. So, anyways, this white girl that's kind of tied into that area who was really connected to her maid, I guess. Because, I mean, a lot of these kids grew up looking at, which might have been the thing that got segregation really over, is the fact that a lot of these kids were raised by black women. These white kids were raised by black women. But it dives into these and the stories they tell, and, how, like, fucking illegal it was for this gal that really stuck her fucking neck out on the line to take these women's stories and put them into a book and publish them. She was in that book, or she was in that movie too. But anyway, she's in this movie called Troop Zero, which actually there's another gal that is the main character in this movie too. I didn't even put two and two together. But so there's two gals from The Help that are in this movie. But it's about basically a bunch of misfit Girl Scouts that fucking get into a bunch of trouble. It's got what the fuck is his name? I keep wanting to say, it's got Jim Gaffigan in it. And he plays this little girl's dad. And he just plays like an average dude. But so it's pretty cool because he kind of breaks his hot pocket character. He's just kind of an average guy and he does really good. But it's just these kind of movies are missing in this generation of movies. They're just average movies about good stories of shit that might have really happened, in some sense, or could happen. It's not like Star Wars, not fucking superhero shit. It's not fucking cheesy ass kids movies about dogs,
Yeah, even though he's a great, actor, it's not some ridiculous like Adam's column or something.
Yeah. Well, shit, there's a serious lack of that nowadays, but a lot of that shit got way over the top, It was like, okay. But the cool thing about those movies is you could relate to them. And once I stopped being able to relate to them, it's the time I stopped liking them. Like I could relate to Seth Rogen in Knocked Up. I'm like, oh, that's total. That shit would totally happen to me. I could bang a hot chick one night. My luck would be as I got her pregnant.
Well, like our show that kind of like I can relate to. It's kind of goofy, but Letterkenny.
Letterkenny's good, man. I'm more of a Trailer Boys guy, but
I mean, Letterkenny, like, fuck, man, it's kind of the way country kids, rural kids grew up. You can kind of relate to that whole, the skids and the everything else. So,
yeah. Anyways, what's your number five, buddy?
You gotta say it 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
We just watched that the other day.
Honestly, between Beetlejuice and Bloodsport, those are probably the 2 movies that I've seen the most in my life, besides Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I've seen Forrest Gump more than any movie ever. It's probably my top number one movie. I think Forrest Gump would take my number one movie of all time. I mean, there's probably ones that come really close, but if anybody asks me what my favorite movie is, I just say Forrest Gump. It's got everything.
Yeah.
It's got a war movie in it.
It's a war movie. It's a love story. Historical
comedy.
Historical fictional comedy.
Yep. Yep, it's good. Adventure. Yeah, sports.
It's sports, endurance running. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's even got like rock and roll, lots of music. The soundtrack's one of the best soundtracks of all time.
The Forrest Gump soundtrack, like to me, like it brought a lot of like our generation of kids, like to like more classic rock.
That was a 2-disc album, and it went platinum. I'm pretty sure it went platinum multiple times. I remember everybody had the Forrest Gump soundtrack when I was a kid. My mom's friends would do meth and fucking listen to the Forrest Gump soundtrack.
You can go your way, go your way.
It's probably the best one, I think, besides when Jenny's about to jump off the balcony to Freebird. But I think because they flow from the Go Your Own Way from Fleetwood Mac to the Jackson Browne Running on Empty, I think I love and then to Bob Seger's Against the Wind. That whole scene of him running and changing, is one of my favorite parts of that movie. But
all along the Watchtower starts playing.
Yeah, that one's a good one too, man.
When they're out on that patrol.
Yeah, that one's a good one too. And then that one has the Doors in it too. That's another good one because they switches to People Are Strange. But yeah, and then the scene when they're flying into Nam and the chopper and
exactly that to me right there is the quintessential like part of like.
That's probably the best of that movie.
Is like, to me, that made me want to like fly in a helicopter like the Fortunate Son, like shooting a machine gun out the window.
Yeah, if I knew, like, I was like, which I didn't, but I was like, if I ever get drafted, I go to war, I want that song playing when I fucking hit my boots hit the fucking ground, because of that scene in that movie.
Any like remake of that song, I'm not ever been a big fan of it. Like Dropkick Murphys did it like a remake of it, and I didn't like it at all.
People shouldn't touch Creedence, man. I don't think I've ever heard a good Creedence cover, But yeah, so my top 5, and I'm going to go in the opposite order that you did. I'm going to start from number 5. Do you have any guesses on what mine were? Let's see if you can guess. Claire couldn't guess any.
Go with Back to the Future.
Okay. You have any other ones?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Or Big Top.
It's on my honor. Both of them are on my honorable mention. It's one of those 2 pieces that we were talking about. But not on my top 5. So,
all right. Roll.
Anyways, I'll go. Okay. And I'm surprised, actually, now that I'm looking at this, that one of these wasn't on yours, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know if you thought about it as an 80s movie. It's kind of late 80s. I think the sequel was in the 90s, or very early 90s. But so my number 5, which might surprise you, is Dirty Dancing.
Very nice.
Man, fuck, I love Dirty Dancing. I always have. It's one of the earliest movies I can remember watching. I fucking love Patrick Swayze. You know me, I'm a Point Break guy. I just love Patrick Swayze. And actually, this isn't even the last time he's on my list for 80s movies. My 4th one is Back to the Future.
Right on.
See, Claire didn't even guess that. She couldn't guess one. Here's the one that I'm kind of surprised you didn't have on there. Young Guns. Young Guns is my number 3.
I love Young Guns, but it just isn't one of my top 80s movies. No.
Wasn't one of your top.
Don't get me wrong. I love Young Guns. It was a great movie. My other ones were more sentimental to me than Young Guns is.
Did it even cross your mind, or did you?
It was at the bottom. It was kind of at the bottom. It was the honorable mention list.
I made a list of 15, and then I decided to pick But I had a good idea that at least 3 would be
Mhm.
stay there, and Young Guns was one of them. Back to the Future and Dirty Dancing I kind of toyed with, but you know. So the second one, my number 2, you're gonna be. I'm kind of surprised you didn't guess this one because you know me. La Bamba.
Oh yeah. I forgot that was
La
an
Bamba's
80s movie.
That's actually another one of my earliest movies I remember watching. The number 1 might surprise you, and you might not have thought about this one, but it's a classic, and it's just a fucking great movie. It started a lot of people's careers. As a matter of fact, there is 1, 2, 3 people that I can see that it started their careers that have already been mentioned on my 80s list. The Outsiders.
Yeah. That's an early 80s movie.
Yep, and it started the careers for not Lou Diamond Phillips, but
Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez, River Phoenix.
Emilio Estevez. River Phoenix, I don't think was in The Outsiders.
No, he was on Stand By Me. Or who was the?
Yeah.
Was it C. Thomas Howell that was?
Yeah. C. Thomas Howell that played
Ralph
Tony
Macchio.
Boy. Yep, Ralph Macchio.
Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Matt Dillon.
Oh, Emilio. I knew there was a guy on Young Guns. Emilio
Tom
Estevez
Cruise
was the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who else? Diane Lane.
Oh, goddamn Diane Lane. Fucking A, man. She started my cougar fetish, buddy. Fucking Diane Lane.
That's a fantastic movie.
It sure is. Sure is. So anyways, some of my honorable mentions. Over the Top.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and basically the whole Rocky, because I think the first Rocky was in 79, but the rest of them are in the 80s, I think, except maybe the 5th, which might have been in 90. I didn't look to see when the 5th one came out, but any of the Rockies that were in the 80s. Yeah, it was mostly 80s franchise. Karate Kid, of course, which we talked about. Stand By Me, one you mentioned. Pretty much any John Candy or Dan Aykroyd movie.
Yeah, I forgot. I should have picked The Great Outdoors. That was.
Yeah, I wanted to pick Uncle Buck real bad, but it didn't quite make the mustard. It might be, Uncle Buck might be one that made the cut later. That I just was in a different mood when I made the list.
This is one. Okay, 2 of my honorable mentions. The Toy. Do you ever remember
the Toy was great, but it was. Are you sure that was in the 80s?
1980. It was a 1980 movie.
God, it's a good movie, man. Brewster's Million.
Yeah.
Speaking of John Candy, I forgot he was in Brewster's Million. That's a fucking great movie. Fucking Richard Pryor, man. Love him.
Fantastic comedian.
Yeah. Oh, Roadhouse.
Actually, Roadhouse was my second honorable mention.
Sam Elliott. You can't fuck with Sam Elliott or Patrick Swayze.
The Police Academy movies.
Oh,
I love those movies.
I mean, I wouldn't put them in my top 5.
It was my third honorable mention. It actually was in the top 5 for about half a day. Yeah, I love.
Really?
Oh,
Short Circuit.
Johnny 5 is still alive.
Yeah, Los Locos kick your balls into outer space.
Hey there, punk.
I just had another one.
What?
Oh, No Holds Barred, man. Wrestling Kids.
Oh
You know that
man,
one.
remember the Rock and Wrestling movie? Roddy Piper
I don't
was
think I.
in it, and like Captain Lou Albano was in it, and they took like this. It was like this rock and roll band.
Oh, wasn't Cyndi Lauper in it?
Cyndi Lauper was in it. Mr. Fuji
That's
was
right.
in it. The Wild Samoans were in it.
Okay.
Fuck that
Were
whole
they?
shit. I'm gonna do some research and find out what that movie was called. I'm gonna try and find it because that's one of those like campy, like, I mean, especially if like you're a wrestling
Yeah.
fan, you have to own that movie in your collection.
Well, like I bought you Superman
Yeah,
Commando that
I
one
still
year.
have
Remember? And speaking of wrestlers, wasn't Terry Funk was
wasn't
over the top? And I almost think he was in. Wasn't he in? He was in Roadhouse too, wasn't he?
Oh no,
Or am I wrong?
I don't think he was in Roadhouse.
Okay. He was in another movie from the 80s that I can't.
He wasn't over the top though.
I thought he was a bouncer.
He might have been the tough nut bouncer and at the beginning of Roadhouse. The one that Dalton
right when he came
took his job. Have to look that up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it might be. Trying to think of some other good ones I really loved. There's that one that not a lot of people probably know about that I'm sure you probably remember from our days of being HBO kids, but just one of the guys.
Yes, that I completely was gonna put that on my list. I couldn't. I even thought about it that night that we even talked about this.
There's so many movies from the 80s that are hard to find. I mean, Howard the
That
Duck
movie was the first pair of real boobs that I ever seen.
I think it's the earliest one I remember seeing too. One of them at least.
Nice rack too. Those was nice.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to her.
fine pair of boobs.
Well, and then Mannequin, man.
Those were good movies.
You bet, dude.
Oh, I'm trying. The Wizard, The Wiz.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Wiz or the Wizard.
Yeah. No. The
Michael
Wizard,
Jackson.
the video game kid. Sorry,
Yeah,
not the Wiz.
Yeah, I almost.
The Wiz was actually a pretty good movie too.
I actually forgot. But that just reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
Princess Bride.
Willow.
Willow.
Oh fuck, man. That surprises me that I didn't pick Willow.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just so many good like 80s movies.
There was, now that I'm really digging into it, a lot of ones that were really staples in my
If I'm
my
not
childhood,
mistaken, I believe the first House Party movie was in 1988. Yeah,
Oh, really?
remember those ridiculous Bustin' a Move movies? Bustin' a Move 2, the Neon Boogaloo.
Yeah. Huh. Oh yeah, and then there's remember that movie, The Boy That Could Fly? That's another Fred Savage movie.
Oh fuck that! Oh, what was that movie called? Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, there's a lot of those we're missing, dude.
There was remember when we were kids? The Disney Channel had some fantastic movies.
Yeah, they did. A lot of shit that you won't find anymore.
To me, it's sad because I wish I don't know if kids today look at Nickelodeon the same as we looked at the Disney Channel, but back when we watched the like when we had the Disney Channel when we were kids, like, okay, we had like, there were like, Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, all like the cartoons like that, DuckTales, obviously. But you had like shows like Under the Umbrella Tree. Then you have like,
Flash Forward.
Flash
You remember
Forward,
Flash Forward?
Kids Incorporated. That was after the Mickey
Kids
Mouse Club.
Incorporated
And
was
like,
good.
remember like the Mickey Mouse Club had those like little movies like halfway through the like episode. It would be like series that you had to like watch like every week to like tune into like what happened next in the story and shit. Those are pretty decent,
Yeah,
like little
I remember.
things. And what was the other one?
Mm-hmm.
The show that Ben Foster was in. That was Flash Forward.
That was Flash Forward.
Yeah, because he had the Becca was the and the other chick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name was Tucker.
That was a good show.
That was a good show. That was a good show.
A lot of those were Canadian shows.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shit.
Yeah, like Under the Umbrella
Really?
Tree, that was a Canadian show.
Huh. I don't remember watching a lot of those cartoons you mentioned. Usually those are just on public show channels, We didn't get the Disney Channel in our house until later on. When it came out for free, I think, is when we finally got in our house. So I'd have to watch it at my Aunt Candy's house, or I'd have to watch it at or either wait until the free subscription came on every summer. Usually they give you a month free of it every summer.
That was something.
Which I would just glue myself to the TV and then be so bummed when it was gone.
That was something my old man was like big on. Like he wanted to, like when he was home off the road and shit. Like if he didn't have like a project to do, like he was like hanging out and watching TV, just like relaxing.
Yeah.
And now, and he always figured, he's like, well, the 2 weeks I'm home, you can like watch TV in your room. The other, while I'm gone, you can, do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't burn the house
down. Yeah. The 80s, man. As much as I love the 80s, I love the 90s even more.
That, then it went into the 90s and the,
I loved all 10 years of the 90s, man. I go Uncle Rico on the 90s. Like, if I could go back,
I'd win. I wasn't a big fan of the late 90s.
I'd go to... Really, man? I had even though the music kind of sucked, but come on, like, we just were getting internet, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Kid Rock. I mean, I hate Kid Rock, but Blink 182. A lot of good memories, even though the music did kind of suck.
Yeah, because that would have been like my seventh, like late 90s, like that 7th and 8th grade year. Like, I got.
Oh, you would have been in high school by then.
99 was my first
98, 99
was my freshman year.
Yeah. Because I know 2000 was my first year. Because I went to junior high, I think it was 96, 97 is when I went to junior high. And then 98, 99 was my 8th grade year. 99, 2000 would have been my freshman year. So
I remember
going
when the Paulus brothers lived up in Kennewick. I went up there for a weekend and went to Sam Goody.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's a blast from the past. It was either Sam Goody. No, it was Sam Goody. They're in the mall.
Well, they had both. They had two. They had Sam Goody.
Well, then they had Suncoast Video too, and they sold CDs.
Yeah, Suncoast was the one I'm thinking of. But Sam Goody, goddamn, I love Sam Goody.
Overpriced as fuck, but I tell you what, they sold a fat country kid Death Row's Greatest Hits with one of them big old fucking explicit
that's
lyrics labels on it.
God, I love those lyrics. I should get that tattooed on me. I love that so much.
I have
I really
stickers of
should
that
get
shit.
that tattooed on me someplace. Man, you knew a CD was going to be good if you got that, man.
I remember I was a sophomore or junior in high school, and it was right when like if you owned a whole shitload of CDs, like that, you know, you were the fucking, you know, king shit. I remember I just like one summer, like all my wages, I just blew on fucking like albums and shit.
Oh, I did too. Yep. I'd work for Capco or the county, whatever fucking person felt bad enough to put the poor kid to work for the summer. Yeah, and I'd get Jinko
working at the
so
pool.
much money on records.
But
yeah,
you did work remember at the pool. She got, or I bought like a Guitar World magazine or something, or like a heavy metal magazine, and it was the first time I'd ever heard about Nashville Pussy. And I bought,
that Nashville Pussy CD.
And I bought that Nashville Pussy CD. And she looked at she looked at the song, and it was Blowjob from a Rattlesnake, and she's like, I don't know if you should be listening to this. I'm like, my mom.
Who was that?
But I was blessed that I was raised in a very liberal music household, so I could basically listen to I could listen to pretty much what I wanted to.
Yeah, my mom didn't give a shit, you know. She was always cool with it. So, hey, I just got a new idea for next week's top 5. I'm saying that we go top 5 albums of our high school years. So that also kind of goes from like early 90s to early 2000s. So I already know 2 that are going to hit that list. You know, I think I'm going to have to really kick back and think about it, because right now, first 3 albums.
Yeah, that's pretty much like pretty much the first album that came to mind was, well, Dre Chronic 2001. I'm not.
I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but that'll 100%. That'll be on my top 5. 100%. It'll probably be on yours too. We'll probably next week. We'll probably share.
We should have a alternate 5. Like, you know, like do your top 5, but have your 5 honorable picks too. So, like, if we match up, we can have, you know.
We will. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and we can always just talk about a bunch of different albums too. I mean, if our picks are the same, they're the same. True. You know, whatever. But I mean, we could always have other ones. Maybe it won't so much be the top 5 that really ignites the conversation. Maybe it will be the honorable mention that does. You know.
Yeah,
41 minutes we're at.
We should probably wrap it up for the week.
You know, I was thinking too when we first started. I was like, well, the segments are going short. I thought, you know, I was thinking to myself, maybe we'll have a shorter episode. That might be nice. Maybe people will actually fucking listen. You know, but actually, we're not doing too bad on views, man. I'd say that we're right back up to where we were when we were on
nice
Black Country Rock. I mean, I'm not sure how many of those are me, you know, but between the YouTube and the Black Country Rock, I think, or between the Anchor app,
hell yeah,
we're doing pretty well, man. So, I think a lot of it is with us, you know, we get a lot of artists that pop in to listen, you know, or share our stuff. So we get a lot of people that check in to even listen for a few minutes, you know, to just see what we're about. So, but anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We've got, what the fuck are you doing?
No.
You pissing? Are you pissing? Oh, I did earlier. I pissed right on the phone with you. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to like all of the pages that we are linked with, the Dogwater Radio page, Ruckus and the Records page, Dog by Harris page. If you're a wrestling fan, go check out Matt Mark's podcast, which is a weekly episodic podcast that I do with my buddy Tim Cutter that is based around wrestling and what's going on in wrestling. And Christ,
Yeah,
you must have got out of the picture, huh?
Actually, yeah, for the listeners, I did have to pee. I couldn't help it anymore.
I was the same way. Like 10 minutes ago, I got up and went to the bathroom, and then I did the whole pee on the not on the rim, but pee on not in the water to try not to make it sound obvious. But I'm trying to sell the people stuff. Jesus, you're really glitching. That's all right. But yeah, so Dogwater Radio page, like us. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube too. And I just started an Instagram for us to try to get some more views because I shut down my Facebook today, or not today, but this week, which I'll probably be back on soon. But when I shut my Facebook down, it doesn't promote as well to just do it straight off the Facebook page. So anyways, Dog by Harris page like that, Ruckus and the Records page. Be sure to buy merch. I'll put a link to PayPal if you guys want to donate so me and Blackwater can get some beer. Keep giving you guys good beer reviews.
We need beer money.
Yeah. We need beer money, man. So I think that about wraps it up for this week. I'm going to end it with a band that you've never heard of before. They're out of Wisconsin, home of Owen Mays. They're actually really close to his hometown. I can't remember. I know that when I booked a show with Billy Don Burns through them, they were actually going to put it in Owen Mays' hometown, which is insane because that town's like the size of Hebner.
Wow.
If not a little smaller. Yeah, I would say that town's actually probably in between the size of Ione and Hebner. Yeah,
Fossil.
Condon's actually probably a little more rundown, maybe more like
Fossil.
Wasco, or not Wasco, but nah, it's bigger than Fossil. But where's that town? Maybe it is Wasco that I'm thinking of. That's just above
Biggs.
Yeah. Anyways, we could do this all day. But yeah, it's a small town. It's up on the hill there. Yeah, it is kind of above Biggs a little bit, but
Biggs
in between
between Biggs and
Is
Condon.
Wasco the town that
Yeah, that's Wasco.
kind of, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Wasco a little bit, but actually it's probably bigger than Wasco now that I think about it. But anyways, so but this is a band out of Wisconsin. They're a good band. They've actually helped me out a lot with booking for Bob and booking for Billy Don Burns when I was doing that. It's a band called Liar's Trail, and they're new to the show. I imagine they'd be put on regular rotation here very quickly, but this song is called Fire on the Horizon. So that's it, folks. That's everything we got for this week. We'll see you next week.
And remember,
you'll hear us
if
next
you're a
week.
small town girl living in a lonely world, just don't stop believing.
Julian's always been really sensitive about the whole Patrick Swayze thing because when we were kids in school, the other kids used to tease him and call him Patrick Swayze, but Julian was really into Dirty Dancing. I remember one time me and Ricky were coming over to get Julian to go ride bikes, and we walked in the trailer and Julian was dressed up like him, pretending he was in the movie Dirty Dancing. Ricky told everyone at school, and from then on they teased him Patrick Swayze.
There's a halo
Oh, door when I came in last stranger, when old faces look like friends, there's a field where I play where I was born. Now I'm running down the streets of a big old town, looking for a way back home. There's a time I wanted nothing more than to straight leave my family, get as far as I could away. Now I'm young to go back where I was raised, see if I can catch up on good old days. And it's fire on the horizon, and it's taking me back in time. I got one on leaning out the window, just little white lines. And there's fire on the horizon, and I'm spinning back in time. Don't know how long it'll take me to get there, or what I've found. Gotta clear my mind. There's a feeling when you finally understand that the suit and the measure of the man, all that matters, all the ones you leave behind, and giving them the best of your time. And it's fire on the horizon, and it's taking me back in time. I got one on leaning out the window, just little white lines. And it's fire on the horizon, and I'm spinning back in time. Don't know how long it'll take me to get there, or what I'll find. It's a long way down when it seems the sun ain't shining. It's a long way down when you're flying blind. Oh baby, it's a long way down when the telephone stays silent, when you're trying to find a little peace of mind. And there's fire on the horizon, but there's no way I can rewind. I'm just heart sick, specter, and reverie that I'm confined. And there's fire on the horizon, though the years have been unkind. Just a hollow shell of a memory we're left behind. And there's fire on the horizon, there's no stepping back in time. All it's gone is just for good, and there's no waking up old ghosts who I resign.
You remember John Tunstall? Remember the stories he tell us about the three Chinamen playing Fan-Tan? Someone runs up to him and says, "Hey, the world is coming to an end." And the first one says, "Well, I best go to the mission and pray." And the second one says, "Well, hell, I'm gonna go buy me a case of mezcal and 6 whores." And the third one says, "Well, I shall finish the game. I shall finish the game, Doc."